Welcome, my good people. Fourth episode of the Trippin-N-The podcast. I'm your host, Dice, with my co-host, Mike. And we checking in, recapping the 101-69 win, Knicks over Bulls, second game of the Summer League this year, for 2022. And we're going to get right into it. See what our thoughts is, our reactions. So what you got for us today, Mike?
Pretty much. So I want to ask you, just from the couple Summer League games you've seen from the Knicks so far, like what players impress you the most? Like who do you think is going to make the biggest impact out of the young players that you've seen so far? And then it's this whole conversation going on Twitter. I want you to touch on pretty much Cam Grimes. What's your thoughts on who should be starting? Who would you start? Who you think the Knicks is going to start? And how you think that whole dynamic is going to play out. So I guess start with the Summer League.
I mean, to start off with the Summer League, man, the defense is tough. Like, I'm just thinking about, like, we score a point with the way we press, the way we pressure up the court. Guys can't even dribble, you know what I mean? Can't make a pass, can't get to the lane, can't do anything. You know what I mean? Closing out on shots. If they do happen to slip by to the basket, getting glassed. We saw Michael Potter glass, Chicago Center today. But some of the players that impressed me, of course, Quentin Grimes. We expected that. Struggled first half of the last game with the win over the Warriors. Came out second half, did his thing. Came out today, was a lot more selective on his shots. Yep. Definitely was getting downhill, driving to the basket. We saw some pretty dimes today. We saw the behind the back to Sims and all of that. So that's something that I expected. I'm a huge fan of Deuce. I thought Deuce looked real good. I thought, he commanded the offense, like I said in the first game, command the offense. Guys listen to him. I just wish he was taller. You know what I mean? I just wish he was taller or quicker.
If he is 6'4", he'd be a star, bro.
Star.
Like, he'd be a star.
It would be no question who the point guard is. We probably wouldn't have Brunson. You know what I mean? Like, the boy could play. He could shoot that ball. He definitely shooting with more confidence. He just can't get past nobody. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he just handle, like, his handle is cool, but it's like he goes nowhere. You know what I mean? He goes horizontal instead of vertical. So I definitely am a fan of his. Jericho Sims, though. Wow. Monster. 11 points, 10 boards today. I think he had a plus 26 on the plus minus. All the talk of Jalen Duren, which I'm one of those guys, but it was more so in place of Mitch. It was never really about Sims. Right. But Sims showing he got a little bag too. You know what I mean? Little moves here and there, was able to take the ball up the court, run the fast break, off the rebound. Definitely showing he got more in the tank than that, just being a 58th pick. Huge fan, like I said in episode 3, of Farron Hunt. Definitely got some, nice wingspan, some defensive versatility. 6'8", still young, only 23 years old. I know he's on that other two-way along with Kills. I thought Kills looked a little more active today. Yeah. I thought he was able to, push the pace. His ass need to get in shape. That's a big case. Big case. I hear a lot of people talking about that. Just the shape thing, but 18 years old, keep him in the farm system and watch him develop. In a few years, he'd definitely be a body for us. So,
yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
What did you think about some of the guys today, and just based off the 2 games that we had so far?
Basically, Kills. From what I see from him, like you said, he's a lot more active. I think he's a good playmaker, especially for his age, be 18. I've seen a lot of playmaking ability that he have. His main issue right now, like you said, he has to get in better shape. Obviously, he had the 3rd most body fat of anybody in the combine, which is showing he needs to get in shape. So he's going to be in the G League for sure this year. But the things he need to work on, a consistent jump shot. He goes right every single time,
every play.
He has to be able to switch that up a little bit and be able to go left or right, or get a consistent jump shot where he can go right. Those are the things he kind of need to work on. But for him to be an 18-year-old second-round pick, he do have some tools that you clearly see.
Most definitely.
Like that he can develop by time he's 21. He's the type of guy that's going to come in and be like a rotational player, and that's all you can ask for, 42nd pick. So I like that a lot. I like that a lot from him. Sims, I told he got another level like that. Like he got stuff in his bag. Like you can tell, like he's getting comfortable as he goes. He's bringing the ball up court, he's pushing it, going crazy with it, like spin moves. I heard he can actually hit a 3 too.
I heard that too. I don't know how true that is, but I heard that.
That's something that I think he's gonna start showing soon. Like by the time that third year come, he's gonna push for that starting job. I'm telling you, like that boy got something. He got something else in him. Things that he need to work on for me is just defensively, like just not picking up as many fouls, being able to block some shots. But he's a great rebounder. He can dribble. He can do all of those things. He got
45-inch vertical.
That's athleticism stupid. You know what I'm saying? This shit is stupid. Okay, like those things you can't teach. You know what I mean? So I got a lot of like our center rotation is, in my opinion, one of the better rotations in the league. You know what I mean? Say what you want about Mitch, he still rebound and he can play defensively. Isaiah can do it all, and then you got Sims as your third center, making $2 million a year for the next 3 years, and that he quite frankly in 90% of the teams probably a backup center. He's your third center. Right. So that position to me is probably our strongest overall position, probably other than power forward with Obi and Randall. Right behind that, because that's just a solid. Like if Mitch go down for 3 games, we're not missing a beat. Like,
we good.
Like you know what I mean. So that's tremendous amount of value between Isaiah and him. $10 million for your backup centers, your second and third option.
Yep,
that's crazy. That's a really good job from Leon. Like I like that. As far as Luke go, man, if he was just a little bit more athleticism and a little taller, boy, would be a beast. Because his defense is ridiculous. Like he on the ball defender is crazy, right?
Yeah, like NBA level.
NBA level for sure. He can shoot the ball. He got a midi, you know what I mean? His just main thing is he can't get by people fast enough to get to that rack all the way. And he's just not tall enough. But to me, and this might be a little controversial, but to me, like, he should be playing next to IQ off the bench, bro. Like, love Derrick Rose. Like, big fan. No, seriously, big fan of that guy. Like,
yeah, definitely.
He would help you win games. He would help us win more games this year having Derrick Rose and Dukes, right? If Derrick Rose is healthy, no doubt, no question. But the state that this team is in right now, we seem to be leaning in, going young. Dude should be playing, bro. Like he's not a G leaguer. Like he went down there and killed G League. He was averaging like
smoked him
30 points a game. Not a G leaguer.
Dunking all on him and shit. Yeah,
so putting him down there is useless. It's stupid. It's like having him play in summer league. He's not learning anything. Let him play next to IQ, bro. Like that's what should be happening right now.
Yeah.
Like you should be trying to find somewhere for Rose to go. Nothing but the best Rose. Go out and win something. You know what I mean? Go out and send him to a contender. But dude should be playing from where we are right now. And that's going to lead me to Grimes. There's no way you're going to tell me. No way you're going to tell me that Evan Fournier should be starting over Grimes. I don't care how much money Evan make. I don't care about none of that. No, that Grimes should be starting. All right?
Yeah.
There's nothing else nobody going to tell me. And I'm leaning more Grimes because I think he's just a two-way player. And if you playing next to Bronson, you got to have a defensive player next to him. Like you can't have Evan Fournier with a 6-foot point guard next to this. This is going to be like, it's going to get ridiculous. It's going to get ugly. Imagine if they play against Detroit and you got Cade and, you know what I mean, and Ivy going against Brunson and Evan Fournier. That's fucking nasty. Like,
I mean, we kind of saw it last year. I mean, Brunson definitely gives more effort and tries more than Kemba Walker, but they the same height. You know what I mean? So we seen what it could look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It didn't look pretty.
I'm not saying that Bronson or even Evan will cry. I'm just saying when they go against athleticism, and it's going to get disgusting out there. So Grimes have to they need to re-grooming him as a starter. That needs to be the process. We don't even need to talk about that anymore. Like at all. You know what I mean? Which leads me to my question I asked you prior. Like, with Evan Fournier, Grimes, and Cam, what would you do? What do you think the Knicks are going to do? And what do you think is going to happen?
So, obviously, there's a log jam there. Gave up a conditional first-round pick in Kevin Knox to acquire Cam Reddish.
Yeah.
21 years old, 22 years old, 6'9", all of 6'9", too. Like, legit 6'9". We saw him a couple nights ago standing next to Julius Randle, where he was damn near taller than him. You know what I mean? So, so, I mean, I just feel like with such the lack of wing position, and that's how you win in this league. You know what I mean? You got to have two-way guys that can stretch the floor, guys that can guard 1 through 4 at least. You got to be able to guard 1 through 4 at least. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, with the lack of those type of options on this team, I feel like the glaring hole is for Cam Reddish to play. You know what I mean? I understand the need for Evan. I mean, obviously he's our best shooter. We need more shooting, especially in that starting lineup. Brunson's a 37% three-point shooter, cool shooter. You know what I mean? RJ's not efficient. Randall's not efficient. You know what I mean? So we know Mitch is not doing nothing there. You know what I mean? So that's 3 out of your 5 that's not giving you nothing.
Yeah.
In that shooting department. So I understand the need for Evan, but I just think of going forward, like, do you want to see a 28-year-old Evan? Like, you don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. You want to see your young guys develop, because that's what you already been doing. You took a guy third in 2019. You know what I mean? You got a 25-year-old point guard. You know what I mean? You got a 24-year-old center. You got the kids off the bench. You got Deuce off the bench. You got 18-year-old kills. Like, you might as well just do this the right way. You know what I mean? Being a middle-of-the-road team with middle-of-the-road veterans, and we talked about this earlier, like, these dudes are B-listers at best. You know what I mean? And you got $450 million, $500 million tied up into a bunch of B-listers. So, I mean, Evan got to go. That's the answer. You know what I mean? I don't know where he's going to go. I thought Cleveland would have been a good spot. I thought a sign and trade with Dallas might have been a good spot, but they don't seem like they want a tango. You know what I mean? No. So that's not happening. But I refuse to just give Cam Reddish the Kevin Knox treatment or the Frank Ntilikina treatment, where it's like our lottery pick is just sitting on the bench. Like, I just refuse to do that, especially with the glaring hole at the wing. So my answer is getting rid of Evan, starting Grimes, and having Cam come off the bench at that 3 spot.
Do you think him being in the summer league, like, you know, showing up with those guys, do you think you feel more confident that they got a plan edged out for him, or do you just think, you know, I mean, he just showing up to support the team or that type of thing? Because it seemed like he was invited. It like, just from his
like, you're not sitting cozy with Leon.
It seemed like they like, yo, come down. Like, it don't seem like he did this on his own, you know, accord. How do you make it at?
I definitely feel like it was, you know, planned. It was a planned thing. Let's get Cam, you know, around the team, you know, because there's so much smoke and so much talk about him getting traded since he got here. To be honest, I remember it was the deal of him going to the Lakers.
That would have been nasty. Like, for that, we supposed to get Dragic or some bullshit.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, that can't. I'm glad that
I hope that was just smoke. Like, cause that's just kind of disrespectful. If I'm 21 years old and I'm coming in,
it's disrespectful to trade a lottery pick and a first round pick and bring back the 40-year-old Dragic. Like, that's disrespectful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The thought of that made me throw up in my mouth last year. I don't care how bad Cam looked. That's bullshit. But go ahead.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. But even if I'm Cam Reddish, I'm like, damn, you just traded me from a land of the team that drafted me. Now you have to ship my ass out again for this motherfucker? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker just signed for $2 million this past with the Bulls. That's what he worth. You know what I mean? You traded me to the Lake. Like, it would have been a bad deal. But I'm glad that they do that. I thought that them, you know, kind of showing out with Randall and Obi and the rest of the guys kind of showed that he's a part of this for now.
Yeah.
And I just feel like they got to give him a chance. Like, I just think Tibbs got to give him a chance. Like, you got to stop with your old man ways and your old head shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is a new NBA, and, like, this kid got more talent than – if you want to talk about talent, he got more talent than everybody, you know, including RJ. Like he's more talented than
as far as
RJ.
just raw talent, yeah. Other than, I hate to say it, Randall. I think Randall's really talented. Randall problem is between the eyes and the head. Like, but it's talent wise, he's a very talented player.
That's what I'm saying, and it's like let's untap that. We got Johnny Bryant, you know, we got Dice, summer league coach.
So that's my dilemma. I'm gonna tell you my dilemma. I think Cam is better starting than coming off the bench, but I also feel the same way about Grimes. Like, I think both of those guys are better as starters than off the bench players. Obviously, you can't play both. You got RJ there and Bronson. So like, I think that Cam would come off better as a starter than off the bench. I think Grimes is going to ball regardless. My whole thing is, it's no deal for Evan. Like, I don't see it. I really don't see it. So I honestly think that they should trade Cam. I hate to say it. I want Cam to be here. I want him to be here. I want him to succeed.
That almost is like.
But I just can't have him be here and be situational. Can't, like, that's gonna.
That's almost just like bad management, though, man. That's just fucking. Because you're gonna go trade him to Miami, and what he gonna be? He gonna be an all-star one of these years. You know what I mean? You're gonna send him to Miami into that culture, into that work ethic, and that program.
I just
want. You did this because you chose Evan Fournier. Like,
it's not even that you chose Evan Fournier. It's the point that you can't bench somebody's making $18 million a year. He's going to play. Like, no team is doing that. Like,
I mean, bro, we watch 47-year. We watch guys that make 47 fucking mil not play.
All right, well, that's
you know what I mean? Like,
that's a situation in Houston, and obviously they was going full blown tank, and the Knicks are not doing that, right?
That's true. That's true.
Even Duncan Robinson, they benched him, but he started playing some. He played some in the playoffs. He played some. He wasn't completely just.
He didn't even play to like round 3. Like,
I mean, but he played though. You know what I'm saying? Like, Evan's not trash. It's going to be hard to just say you're not playing at all. Like, my solution is, it's not Evan because he's harder to trade. My solution is Rose. It's going to hurt Tibbs, but he's easier to move. He's on an aspiring contract because they got an option. You're only making $14 million a year. You can easily get rid of Rose to a contender right now. Take back, a vet and a future pick. Cut the vet. You know what I mean? And just let Cam rock that way. That's more feasible.
What, Deuce, IQ, Evan. Cam?
It could be IQ, Evan, Cam. Start Grimes.
Evan, right.
Yeah, so you have IQ, Evan,
so
Cam.
Deuce going to get some time in the G League, probably.
Probably G League, or, if you do find a trade for Evan later in the year, you can slide Deuce into that rotation spot where Evan is, and you get better defensively. Obviously, you're going to lose some, offensive prowess off the bench. But if a bench of IQ, Evan, Cam, Obi, Isaiah, that's a tremendous solid bench. It's versatile. Like, Evan who can just come in and do him, shoot, score. IQ can feed off of Evan. Cam can pick his spots or whatever. Obi going to do Obi things, and Isaiah can do a little bit of everything. That's still a really solid bench. So, like, to me, Rose is the one that I would move.
I mean, now you're moving all of Tibbs' toys, though. I just don't see Rose being dope.
I mean, why, though? Like,
it makes all the sense in the world.
Why?
It's just Tibbs' toy.
Right. Listen, they got rid of Taj. They cut Taj. Like, they didn't get nothing for him. They just cut him. They got rid of Burke. They got rid of Noel. Just finish the job.
Them his toys. Though.
Like, the job. The last thing you need to do is let Rose go somewhere to a contender, man. Let Rose breathe, dude. Him coming here, we're gonna win more games, yes, but he's not teaching Bronson anything at this point. IQ is going to his 3rd year. He's not learning too much more for Rose. You're gonna win more meaningless games, yes, but the right thing to do for this franchise is to let Rose go to a contender. Let Cam get more minutes, a consistent role on the team, see what he is, you know what I mean, and then go from there. Like, we got 2 picks next year, bro. Right? We need to know which young player on this team now we want to keep.
But if they sign Melo, they ain't getting rid of Rose.
I don't think they sign. I mean, I wouldn't sign Melo at this point because
I wouldn't either.
we're leaning into going young. Just stop playing with it and just do it. If you cut road, you leaned in. Like you saying, I'm going young. Evans here, yes. Evans, your role is a scorer off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's it. IQ, you the solidified backup point guard. That's your role. Cam, you're gonna back up RJ. That's your role. Ob, you might play more minutes depending on Randall go crazy or not. You know what I mean? And then you got Isaiah. You got everybody solidified. You got a young roster. You get to see what they are. If they not good, you trade them. Do whatever you got to do. You got 2 picks next year. You can replace Cam. You can replace whoever. But Rose being here and not playing Cam, and if you keep him, nah, I can't. That's going to put a nasty taste on my mouth. And it hasn't been a bad offseason. That makes it, to me, like it's a bad offseason. You need to finish the job, dude. Like they did most of it. It's almost like, leaving like you going in there, you're getting cancer out, but you leaving just a little bit in it. Just take it all out. Get it all out of me. Don't leave that little bit sitting. Just go. Just lean in. It's cool. Let it go. Like
I definitely feel that. I don't see it, man. I don't see them. It's the right thing to do, definitely 1,000%. But they always half-ass do something. They always just half-ass, like, almost.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just like
bullshit. Who do you think is the most likely to get traded, though? So it's out of Cam, Randall, Evan, or Rose. Who do you feel is the most likely to actually be traded?
Cam Reddish.
Think
Cam
so?
Reddish. Yeah. I don't think they're going to trade Randall. I don't think that's even on their mind right now. I think they scoured the market. You know what I mean? Especially around draft time, especially around free agency time, the start of free agency. That's basically over right now. I think they just don't see enough value for what he provides. Like I said, like I sent you the other day or yesterday, he still averaged 20, 10, and 5 in his worst year of his career. Yeah. You know what I mean? Obviously, the shooting numbers weren't there. Shot 31% from the 3. But they're not trading him. They should, because you got a 24-year-old sitting on your bench that you're going to have to pay next year. But I digress. And like we just had the conversation about Evan, they're not going to trade Evan. You know what I mean? He provides the shooting. He is probably the best free agency acquisition they got besides Brunson. So if you end up getting rid of all the acquisitions that you did last summer, how does that really make you look? You know what I mean? Especially if you're having to start wheeling and dealing second-round picks to get off of guys and all of this, like we saw. Like getting off of Evan gonna make you look even worse. So I think they kind of want to save face. Very prideful front office. So I just think it's Cam Reddish. I think he's the easiest guy to get rid of. You know what I mean? You get rid of Rose.
He might actually have the most value too.
Just because he has the most intrigue. Yeah. When a prospect still has the intrigue, then teams are willing to work it out with you a little bit. But I mean, nobody wants Randall, nobody wants Evan. You know what I mean? Like, and
Rose can get you a future pick and an aspiring contract. Like, I'm sure.
I just don't think they want to bother Tibbs like that. Like, they already got rid of Noel, they already got rid of Burks, they already got rid of Taj. They just like,
all right. Let me, and that's the part that pisses me off. It makes me mad when I hear that because even though this is a young team, which it is,
right?
These are young vets at this point, bro.
Right.
Like Randall is a vet, a legit veteran. Mitch is in his 5th year now?
Going into, yep.
Okay. He's a vet. He's no longer a young player. He's a veteran now. He's been 5 years. RJ's going into his 4th year. He's a young vet. Brunson is a vet.
Yeah.
Okay. Evan.
But up until, to be honest, to kind of hold face a little bit, up until they got Brunson, we ain't had no fucking leaders though. You know what I mean? So that's probably part of the reason they like, we can't even give it to Randall. We know he gonna fold. RJ too young. You know what I mean?
But I mean,
Evan not that guy. Nobody gonna respect Evan when he talks.
Eventually, RJ has to be a leader. You got to give it to him. You can't keep having these vets and I'm not anti-vet guy. You do need vets to win, but in my opinion, these guys are becoming veterans now. They're no longer like first-year rookies. RJ's going in his 4th year. You want him to be the best player on this team or the leader of this team. You need to make him a leader. You can't have Rose. They got rid of Gibson and all of those guys, which is a great step. But Rose is another guy who is quote unquote a leader. But right now, you need to let Bronson and RJ be your leaders.
I mean, I think toward the end of last year, they kind of did that, though. You know what I mean? Like, the second half of the year where we really seen RJ turn it on, and they kind of took the ball game by game out of Randle's hand. You know what I mean? Like, all right, you're going to have this shit a little less today, a little less tonight. You know what I mean? And Randle kind of just got with the program because there was nothing he could do. So I think they starting to kind of funnel it the way it's supposed to, which you should have been doing. Because if you look at the Memphis Grizzlies, day one, Ja Morant, let's get it.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's what the good organizations do, but we're not a good organization.
What I don't want to see is Rose playing more than IQ or playing more than Cam. Like, not at this point. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I think I'm leaning Rose, because that's a Tibbs guy. Evan's not really. I can see Evan playing 20 minutes in one game if he's struggling, and Tibbs won't care, right?
Yeah.
Rose, on the other hand, I don't see him not playing Rose a good amount of minutes, at least 15 to 20 every single night, regardless of anything, right? You take that away, he would have to go with the hot hand off the bench.
He got the fucking coach.
Yeah, he got the fucking coach. And
you take away his toy, he got a fucking coach.
Yeah, it might have to be Cam going crazy. And he say, fuck, I'm going to have to keep this guy. And who else am I put in? Shit, it's got to be. I don't have Burks. I can't say Burks. Now you got to just look and say, go ahead, Cam, cook and fucking cook. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I want. That's what you got to do with Tibbs. You can't leave Rose on his team, because we know damn well we 3 games out of the playoffs with 8 to go. Rose playing 37 minutes, man. That motherfucker's gonna play 37 fucking minutes. He fall off, bro. Tibbs are crazy. Like, you gotta get rid of that.
Insane. That guy's insane.
You can't. You gotta get rid of him, dude. I'm telling you, if you keep him on his team, he gonna be Burks. You're gonna be like, why is Rose playing 38 minutes? Like, that's what we're gonna be saying. I'm telling you, if this can get to Leon, finish the job, bro. Finish it. Get rid of all his shiny toys. Make him lean in 100% to the vets, because Tibbs will play Rose until he can't walk, and it's going to be bad. Like, he doesn't have Burks either to lean on or none of that.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only reason I feel like they're not going to trade Rose, just because, like, come on, you didn't take everything from that guy. You know what I mean?
He's going to kill Rose. Rose is not going to be able to walk after this year, because he's going to lean so heavy to what he know, because he don't have anybody else other than Randle. He don't have nobody else he can really, like, is his guy, like, vet guy. So he's going to be like, Rose, get it in. I know.
Let me ask you this.
On a back-to-back. Go. Like, no, this shit going to be crazy. Let him go.
I mean, I definitely see him.
Please.
I definitely see him running up in the ground.
Rose walk after the end of his career, man. I don't want to see him in a wheelchair. Like, Tibbs is going to kill him.
Let me ask you this, though.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Over or under 33 minutes a night?
Over. Jalen Brunson ain't going to never play this much of his goddamn life. Tibbs is going to play this guy for 38 minutes. I'm telling you.
I see it.
Playing so damn much.
I see it.
He's going to be playing him and Rose
minutes a night.
I'm telling you. If Rose on his team, Grimes ain't going to be playing. Evan ain't going to be. It's going to be Rose and Brunson. And Rose going to be tired. You're going to see Rose look in the air like, because that's what he know. I'm telling you. So need to get rid of Rose, or he ain't going to walk by midseason.
But I'm saying you get rid of Rose. Brunson playing 45 a night. Like,
but I think he like IQ. Like, I do really think he like IQ. So I think if IQ is the backup, he'll give IQ his 15, 20. And I think him and Brunson will play together some. IQ is 25 minutes. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But if Rose here, that's going to take away from IQ a little bit to me, because IQ is going to do the backup to Grimes, but you're going to still have Evan here. And if you got Evan playing like a 3 off the bench, that's ugly. So, like, it's the solution is Rose. Whether I know nobody wants to do it, that's the solution. You gotta let Rose go.
Because then you got IQ, Evan, Kim off that bench.
Yeah, it's the solution. You know what I mean? My last couple thoughts, real quick, before we wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Just some guys that you've seen like so far that's really, really impressed you, and some guys that disappointed you so far.
So I'm gonna go with the disappointments first. Jabari Smith, yo, that's the number one guy I thought of. Like when I'm like, yo, this guy look a little shaky out here. Like, is he nervous? Because these guys are going to go packing into new countries in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Most of these guys that you playing, I watched Carroll take his lunch, take his heart right out of his body. You know what I mean? Like, they showed a clip of Tari Eason, like, sitting next to him on the bench, like, tapping him, like, yo, you good, Lo? You good out here? Are you good out here?
It's too much for you, my guy?
Is this too much for you? Because you're the third pick, buddy. And you was complaining about being the third pick. You wanted to be number one. So, I think Jabari's a little bit of a disappointment. This guy didn't even play. Shaden Sharp. Yo, we ain't seen you play in 2 years. Then 5 minutes into the game, you out 2 weeks? Like, hey, I don't know, man. Couple other guys I thought was a little bit of a disappointment. I thought what's the cat? Can't think of the guy's name.
What team?
OKC.
Ding.
Ding. Osman Ding. Yeah, guy that we supposedly took or whatever with the 11th pick. Thought he was going to be a little better than that. He looked a little nervous out there too.
He's years away.
Yeah, he's years away. I saw him miss some easy shots. Yeah. I saw him miss some easy shots. I like what I saw from Chet. I'm still in the middle about it because he did struggle that second game.
Yeah.
I think that was against the Grizzlies. Kenny Lofton put him in a blender. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's a guy that's a fringe. That guy went undrafted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a fringe NBA player. I'm talking about
when we go up to the Greek freak.
The Greek freaks who look even bigger. I don't know if you saw the picture today.
Yeah,
My God.
Oh, God.
That's crazy. But, you know what I mean? So I'm still up in the air, but he definitely got some skill. Definitely could put the ball on the floor. Chet definitely got a nice handle for being 7'1". Definitely got a nice touch. But so I'm kind of still up in the air on him. But some guys that I think look good, Ben Mathurin.
Yes.
Sturdy body, 6'6", athletic.
Like
just a dog.
Yeah.
Keegan Murray, boy could play. That boy could play. Very skilled. Good choice by the Kings. Yeah. Hopefully things work out because that was a good choice. Jaden Ivey, I know he sprained his ankle, scored 11 points, 3 assists in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? That's getting it done. Man, Carroll's a beast.
Best player. I called that one. He reminded me of like a power forward Tatum, bro. Like
power forward Tatum, a bigger Melo.
Yeah,
definitely. It was crazy today. I saw a video of Melo when he was with Portland and Banchero side by side. He studied Melo for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Jab steps, the head fake jab step, pull up, nice. Yeah, he's 6'10", 250, NBA body. Definitely impressed with Banchero. Who's some guys on your radar?
Guys I like, Hardy. Really like that kid. I called for the Knicks to draft him. First episode, tune in that. That was one of the guys that I said, listen, it's going to be 3 years. You're going to look back and you're going to be like, why didn't we draft that guy? And just seeing him play, he poised out there. And the guys you mentioned, Banchero, Chet, I like, you know what I mean? Ivy, of course. Ben from the Pacers, man, he impressed me today. I was watching him, just not just the shooting, like going to the hole aggressively, like taking contact, all that. I knew he would be a good shooter. I didn't know he was this good at going to the bucket as well. So that really impressed me. As far as disappointment, I seen Dyson Daniels play.
Oh, I didn't catch him.
Yeah, he didn't really.
He got hurt, right?
I think he got hurt a little. Yeah. He didn't impress me though. He looked like a little faster Frank. You know, I mean Frank Miller. No, seriously, and I'm not just saying for where he's from. I'm just saying that's where he remind me of. Like he looked like he needs some work. Like his defense is cool, but it's not that
it ain't
crazy where he should have been an 8th pick. I think the hype kind of boosted him up. I think he was more hype. Like I don't think he should have been the top 8 pick, obviously.
Yo,
But we'll see.
Not to cut you off. You know, there's somebody else I didn't like. I didn't like Johnny Davis. I didn't like Johnny Davis. So,
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him yet. I looked at the stats. Obviously, he struggled game 1 today.
Yeah, I caught the second half of it yesterday, and
he played today too. I think he had like 7 at halftime. I didn't see what he finished with.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out too. But it looked like this was a little too much for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was the first, second, third, 10th option at Wisconsin. You know what I mean? He gonna need a little work.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was listening to the guy David who was on the Knicks Fan TV, and he was saying like 2 years to be good, and I was just like, really 2 years? But looking at him, 2 years. He would need 2 years, bro. Yeah, you know, another guy, the guy, what is it, Jalen Williams from OKC? I like him, man. Like that guy can play today. Like he's gonna come in, he's gonna contribute day one. Good shooter, good defensively. Go to the buck. He got some athleticism. Perfect 3D type of guy. So he impressed me.
I liked him too.
This game's going to translate to the next level, like for sure. He's going to translate. So out of those guys, yeah, man, it's been pretty impressive. Like for most teams anyway, I've been watching some of the games. It's been pretty good, well played games for them to only practice about 3-4 times before getting out on the court. It's been some close game winners by the Kings. Been pretty solid basketball for the most part. There's been a couple blocks like the Knicks. The Bulls team was awful. We played today. Them guys were trash. Like I was trying to watch it. I just lost interest. Like it was so bad. Like that whole fourth quarter, I didn't even watch because it was embarrassing. Like Sims and Grimes don't belong in Deuce. They don't belong there. Like that's not even fair. They had Obi and IQ on this team.
That would have been Detroit Pistons level.
Probably won 120 to 40. Like this was awful. Like them guys don't belong. So I'm gonna end it on this. We talk a lot about young cores.
Yep.
And a lot of people just say, the Knicks core is cool, but we don't have that one guy, or it's not one of the top young cores. We're homers when it comes to the young core. What's your thoughts on our actual core? What do you think of our core? What would you rank our core as far as the NBA? The young guys. So I'm referring to, just so we clear, IQ, Mitch, Isaiah I would throw in there because he's 24. Grimes, RJ, Obi, Deuce.
It's a young core with talent. Guys that work hard, grinders. You know what I mean? Just guys that's just gonna go in the gym and work hard every day. But it lacks that next level athlete. You know what I mean? When you look at a Paolo Banchero, or you look at a John Moran, or you look at a Zion, or the kid coming in next year, Victor Wembanyama, 7 foot, put it on the floor. Just we need a guy where it's like, shit, he's 1 of 1. You know what I mean? Like it ain't no, he's gonna work himself into a good player. No, that motherfucker step on the court day one and get busy. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I think the Knicks lack. Obi's a great player. He's gonna turn himself into a great player. I don't know if he's a starter. I don't know if he's a nice 6 man. IQ, I don't know if he's a starter. I don't know if he's a nice 6 man. Grimes, we slating him to be a starter. But a Danny Green type, he got a ceiling. You know what I mean? Unless he just work crazy and just go crazy. But projection, he got a ceiling. You know what I mean? But so while I like the young core, I think we got a bright future with the young core. I don't see like an OKC, or Houston, where it's like a Jalen Green and it's like this motherfucker's all world. He could shoot, he could pass, he could, You know what I mean? It's a different level. Even if you look at RJ as the third pick, he's not as athletic as these guys. He don't got 1-2 sidestep drip. You know what I mean? Like sidestep,
pull up, robotic. Pull up.
It's a little robotic. He's a robotic player. We basically don't got no guys with no bags. Like, you know what I mean? We got guys that could put the ball in the basket, real good basketball players. You know what I mean? But it's like, Deuce not playing. Obi behind Randall. You know what I mean? We're not even that high on Randall. Quickly can't touch the starting surface. We were starting Alec Burks over him, and then we just dropped 100 bag on another guy. You know what I mean? So that kind of tells you, I'm thinking, on what they project these guys to be. And it's like, who's going to take the next step? Because then, like you're saying, next year you got 2 more picks. You traded out of the 11th pick to get 3 more picks. You know what I mean? Okay, you're gonna trade for a star, possibly, but then you're gonna end up keeping some of these guys. So it's like, somebody got to be a blue chipper. Somebody got to be like a Tatum, like shit. Like I said, he's 101, and the Knicks just lack that from all 5 positions, and it's a little just. It's cool. Like, I like what we've done with the draft through Leon Rose and trading back and just getting value and picking up guys. And we've done that, and that's cool. 58th pick with Sims. But it's like, it's kind of like what you said with the 11th pick. And, like, as I'm thinking about it more and more, I understand exactly what you're saying. I was pissed that we traded out of the first round because I still think we could have did what we wanted to do, still picking a guy. But if he ain't a fucking star, then don't pick that guy. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, that's what it is. And I'm kind of understanding that more and more because I'm looking at OKC and the guys that they got, and the Giddy 6'6" could see the floor, baby Jason Kidd. You know what I mean? Like, Shea Alexander, underrated superstar. Like, you put that dude on a winning organization, that dude's a superstar. You know what I mean? And it's like, we don't have nobody like that. And it's just, with Tom Thibodeau, we're not going to pick low enough to pick a guy like that. So we're going to have to get lucky through the draft. And it's just like, we're not good enough to win games, so you might as well kind of go that other route. But I don't think they're going to ever do that. So.
No, I understand what you're saying. My point is, sometimes players surprise you. And they only want to surprise you if they get the opportunity to surprise you, right? Which is what I was talking about with Rose. Like, if you get rid of Rose, you open up minutes for Cam, you open up minutes for Grimes, IQ, backup minutes, Obi's going to play. You open up those minutes for those guys, and then maybe one of them pops. Like that, it could be Cam. Like, everybody's writing off Cam and saying, oh, he's not going to play here, Evan's going to play. But if you make that opportunity, maybe, just maybe, with his talent, he puts it together and be that blue chipper that you're referring to, or be a piece that you're referring to. Maybe Grimes, with more of a starting opportunity, is more than just a shooter. Maybe he might pop and say, damn, he's not Danny Green. You know what I mean? It's not going to always come from a top 4 pick, right? Kawhi had to develop. He didn't come in as Kawhi. Like, he didn't come in to, like you said, what you were saying earlier, we need a blue chipper, the guy that's going to come in with a bag. Kawhi came in good. He was a solid player. He wasn't a superstar not that first year. He developed into one. Clay came in good, but he wasn't Clay when he came in. He was just a solid player, showed flashes, and he put it together. So that can happen, but it happens with opportunity. And it's more than one ways to build a superstar team than always picking top 3. But
let me ask you this: what did those guys that you're talking about right there have? You know what I mean?
It's not.
I went to the Spurs. He had Tim Duncan. He had Tony Parker. He had Ginobili. Klay Thompson. He got Steph Curry. Yeah. Like, you still need the first guy.
No, I agree, but Steph Curry didn't come in as Steph Curry either. Like, he had tools. He was a shooter. He was good, but his first year, he wasn't what you're seeing now. He had to develop into that guy too. You know what I mean? Tim Duncan, of course, came in as Tim Duncan. He was Mr. Fundamentals, that's a whole different ballgame from, I mean, that's a different story. But
Mm-hmm.
I still believe that those guys would have became stars regardless because they had the work ethic. They had a good team that's good at developing players. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's what I think we're leaning into now. Like Johnny Bryant, say what you want about the Knicks and not being a good organization. Johnny Bryant is one of the better developmental coaches in the game.
Yeah.
They managed to hold on to that guy. So if you give him a full year of Cam, a full year of working with another year of working with Grimes, another year of working with RJ, and just let them get that opportunity, you're going to see improvement. And maybe one of those guys be Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler didn't come in as that guy.
Yeah, that's true.
So it doesn't always have to be that. Like my thing is get these kids opportunity. Let Rose go. Let him go to a contender. Let him go win. Open up the minutes for Cam. That whole thought of trading Cam makes me sick. Like that
Yeah, I do not like it.
Pisses me off because
I keep like
hearing it saying, "Oh, he wants to be a star," and that's not what the Knicks think of. And that's bullshit. Like, just let the kid play. Give him a role. I'm just saying this about Cam. He makes stupid decisions, like on the court. He plays like he's in his first year, and this is going on his fourth. He takes dumb shots. It's shit he need to work on. I'm not saying Cam praises and saying this guy's great because he do a lot of dumb shit. But the talent is there, bro. Like, it's up to you as an organization, especially an organization that hasn't won shit. You haven't made the playoffs in once out of the last 9 years, bro. Okay? If any organization should say, let's lean into this talent and see what we got, it's the fucking Knicks.
Yeah, that's what the fuck I'm saying. Like, you don't deserve to be, and that's what I was kind of upset about trading out the draft. I mean, I get we got the assets and stuff like that to trade down the line, but it's like, you the fucking Knicks, bro. You don't need to be trading out of nothing. You need to be taking everything that's given to you. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I got that, but my thought was like as you said before, I'm not taking another role player. We can't play Cam. I'm not taking another young guy we can't fucking play. Like, unless he's going to be a star or a difference maker like an Ivy. You know what I'm saying? It's pointless to me. So I get that. I get that part, right? Mm-hmm. But if you already got a guy here that's on his contract year that you need to make a decision on, you don't trade him because he doesn't fit what you're trying to do right now, which is be a middle of the line team. That's bullshit. You give him an opportunity. You see where he's at. If he loses you some games, so fucking be it. We're not at a position where we need to be worrying about making a play in. Like, we need to be doing is seeing what we have.
That's the worst thing that they did was that play-in shit, bro. That's a consolation prize. Yeah. Motherfucker, make the top 8.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, come on,
exactly.
Man. That shit was
you can't make the top 8, you ass. Like,
you
go
ass.
to line. Like, I don't want to.
You ass.
Yeah.
Like,
so I'm at a point with the Knicks. Like, if Cam is not playing next year, if he's on his team, because I'm not sure if that's the case, but if he is, he better have a fucking role on the team. If I hear Tip say situational out of his fucking mouth, I swear I'm gonna air these motherfuckers out on Twitter all day until they fucking respond back. Because I just want to hear that situational bullshit. Not this year. No.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
None of these fucking young players. I don't want to hear that.
That means you don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, situational depending on how things go. With the practice. No, none of that shit. That shit's done this year. Okay, Cam needs to play if he's here. If you trade him, if they trade him for a second or some shit, I'm gonna flip the fuck out. It better be a first. Okay, they better get a first round pick, not protected either. I wouldn't. Top 10 protected or some shit. Like, it better not be no bullshit. Top 25. I want a legit first back, or you need to play him. That's it.
They're gonna trade. If they trade him, they're gonna trade him for a top 20 protected. Watch. That's just the Knicks.
It's bullshit, man. You might as well
just play him.
You might as well let him sit on the bench if you get the top 20 protected pick back. We got 11 of those motherfuckers. I don't need 12. Like, seriously. What the fuck am I do with that? Like, keep that shit. Let him play. Let him play. See what you got. If he's trash, if he don't perform this year, you get rid of him. You draft a wing next year. You got 2 first-round picks most likely next year anyway. So you take a wing next year and you replace Cam, but he needs to get the opportunity. That's where I'm at with that. Any other thoughts you want to do before we wrap up?
I know we play Portland tomorrow. I know on the last episode I said we play Portland today. I forgot it was Chicago today. Portland tomorrow. Definitely going to get another wrap up of the recap for next game. And I'm just excited to see our guys, continue seeing our guys. I like Montero too. I want to add that. Small as shit though. He ain't going to make it. But he's quick. He can defend.
He's going to be a G League sensation. He's going to be a G League.
G League superstar. G League Hall of Fame, baby.
One person I did want to mention, Jeffries. That kid, he needs to get a camp invite. Yeah. He's solid. Like, I'm not saying I'm not going crazy saying he's starting up, but like he
kind of better than Hunt.
Yeah, like he can shoot, he goes to the hole, like he plays good defense. Like he's better than Kills. Kills only playing because Kills only starting because we drafted him. But Jeffries is better than that guy today. Like let's just keep it 100. Like,
Kills ain't good, man. Like,
Kills needs some
do a lot. I can do without Kills.
Kills needs some work. But that boy Jeffries need to be. I think he needs to at least get an invite to camp, compete for that 15 spot. Like I from this is the second game and he's jumping out the screen at me when I'm watching. I'm like, who is this guy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, every time he shoot, it looks like it's going in. He plays solid defense. He's athletic a little bit too. Like,
he can jump. Yeah, he definitely can jump.
He's all right, yo. I like him. Like, that's somebody to keep an eye on. If I'm the Knicks, I'm thinking about making a Hunt, converting him because we only got 13 spots right now. Converting Hunt to one of the 14 spot and let that 15 spot let Jeffries compete. You know, with a couple other players for that last spot. But he should definitely get a look. I like the kid. I like the kid a lot. But go ahead, my bad.
I definitely did too. No, I definitely did too. I forgot to mention him too, along with Hunt and Sims and the rest of the crew. But gonna wrap it up for episode 3, or 4. Sorry, these things are starting to roll so fast. Episode 4. Like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Gonna continue to bring day-by-day Knicks content, NBA general content, and wrapped up for episode 4. See you for episode 5 after the Portland game.
All right, y'all. That'll be good.
All right, man.